this is going to be a fun one. I can already feel it and guarantee that you're going to take something away or just learn more about yourself or maybe just about, what happens in the world. We're talking to Whitney Graham. She is the owner of Ritual in Jacksonville. Now, for someone who maybe has drove by your facility, maybe heard the name here and there, what exactly is Ritual? Because it's kind of like a multi business in one.
Yes, it is. It's very experiential. We're here to help you remember how to reset your nervous system. My entire brand is created with that in mind. We have a restaurant in downtown Jacksonville, which we actually have a restaurant soda fountain where we make organic ice creams from scratch. We also have a bar. Upstairs, we have a wellness studio where we provide yoga and sound baths. In a separate location, we have the Hotel Ritual and Wellness Center.
Oh, wow. So you got a lot going on to provide people.
Yes, ma'am.
How did that all begin? Is this more of like a spiritual journey and you're like, you know what, we can make some money or just help people? How did it all begin for you?
I think all the above. As a child, I knew I wanted to help people. My mom got me National Geographic magazine so I could become aware of what was going on in the world.
That's awesome.
We're Cherokee Indian, so I'm 1/16 Cherokee Indian, and my parents created spaces to help people heal. My father was an architect, my mother an interior designer. So at a very young age, I understood about creating spaces, but I thought that my desire to help people heal would be more in the medical field. So I chose that originally to be a surgeon.
Oh, really? Wow. So you were already kind of going into the world
Yes.
of like big hopes, big dreams. And that's tough. And that's a lot of schooling.
Exactly.
So how did you go from wanting to be a surgeon to making your way into a world where you're helping people on a mental and spiritual and energy level?
Well, I did. I was pre-med at UT in Austin, and I worked in surgery, but I didn't find what I was looking for.
It didn't scratch the itch you wanted.
Well, it did in some ways, but we have to have surgery. We definitely need Western medicine, obviously. But what I wanted to do is help people truly heal and reset themselves. And what I learned from that is that it's a lifestyle. So it's not a quick fix, but it is much faster than you would ever imagine.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, yoga, dancing, being connected to your body. I mean, all of those things, it helps your brain. It helps your brain in such a big way.
Absolutely. We're harmonic beings, so we actually reset. Just God forbid your heart would stop. How would we restart that? With the electrical paddles.
Yes.
And so what I'm using are nature's natural biorhythms through food, your environment, sound, sunshine, and your circadian rhythm.
So all these natural things that we have around
Basically
us already.
free.
You said some really cool words that I'm sure people were wanting to know more about. Sound baths.
Yes.
For someone who's never heard that before, what is that?
You don't have to wear your bathing suit. It's basically like adult nap time. I provide this at a hugely deeply discounted rate as my gift to the community, basically on Friday nights in our wellness studio in downtown Jacksonville above the restaurant. And you're bathed in sound, you're bathed in vibration. I use a myriad of different, like 16 different instruments, and I'm always getting more.
Oh, wow. Okay, so walk me through what some of the instruments could be. I know I've seen the bowl with the
Crystal bowls.
Yes.
I use crystal bowls. I use Tibetan copper bowls directly from the Himalayas that were made by hand.
Yeah.
The silicone crystal bowls were discovered in the Silicon Valley. So when they were throwing away what we were using crystal in phones and in computers, they heard this emanating sound from the dumpster, and they realized that the crystal bowls had the crystal had a resonance to it.
Oh, wow.
So they were able to create those with the intention of the way we did the copper ones from Tibet. So I use drums and other instruments like gongs and chimes.
And you described it as like the adult nap time, which sounds phenomenal, especially for someone who's constantly going and going and going. It's almost like you hit a pause button and it's like, no. Welcome back to Earth.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're all going so fast, and we definitely know that, if we need something, it's usually at a click of a button, but there's also a lot more pain that we're exposed to on the internet nowadays. That they say in a lifetime, we would be exposed to more pain in one day with what we're accessing on the internet and the stresses of our daily life and how we're moving so fast.
That's wild.
So think of a
Yeah.
sound bath as an adult nap time where you don't have to do anything, and we're all connected through water. And since the body is mostly made up of water, when I produce the sounds from the instrument, it's actually helping reduce the inflammation in the body, which helps your electrical circuitry work better
Oh, wow.
or optimally.
In my head, I was thinking of like, when you see a puddle and you see something drop in the
That's
puddle.
it. Yes.
That's exactly what I pictured in my brain when you were describing that. So
That's
it's like on a
exactly-
cellular level.
On a cellular level, it's a reset the way we were designed.
That's
Yes.
so cool. So you do the sound baths. What else do y'all do?
We do a myriad of different treatments that are from ancient times, previously only available to royals. We do traditional facial and massage. When I say that, they've all been trained by my teacher, Joshua Barr, who's married to the most advanced doctor, I feel, in Ayurvedic science today, Dr. Kulreech Chaudhary.
Okay. So what does that look like? Is it just like, this facials you would get at a normal spa? Or?
No, I'm
Okay.
using Cleopatra's formula herself from the
Okay.
Met. I thought you might love that.
Yes, that's so cool. Okay, so
So
what
I
does that
worked
look
for
like?
the scientist who he had the largest collection of Egyptian artifacts in the U.S. He's
How cool.
also the #1 bug collector in the world and reptiles. And he was dead set on figuring out how the body heals itself as well.
Okay.
And he was tripping the mechanism in the cell when he launched glycolic acid originally. But he figured out, which Cleopatra have figured out first, that lactic acid is more readily understood by the human body. And so we basically trip the body into thinking it had a wound, and then it heals itself from that wound. Yeah, you can look 20 years younger in one time.
By getting these facials. Okay.
Absolutely. So they're on a different level. Everything I do is on basically what would be considered in India a medical treatment.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, that's really cool. So you do the facials. You do this.
Traditional Swedish massage. I do lymphatic drainage massage that is on a medical level. So it's
Really?
a very advanced lymphatic drainage.
What does that look like? Because as someone who has tons of allergies and this, that, and the other, I mean, how would you go about
It's so
draining
important.
it?
It's so important. So we do that in a myriad of different ways. The sound bath drains the lymph.
Really?
So 99.999% of all disease is bred in the endocrine system.
Okay.
And as Americans, we really weren't taught how to evacuate it.
Okay.
So in large part, this is just a remembering of the ancient ways.
Okay, because I know this is going to sound silly, but I've seen exercises that women specifically do in like China and Japan, where they do a lot of arm movements, and they're
Yes.
trying to wake up their lymphatic system to kind of drain itself, and those are the exercises to help them. Is that similar to what you do?
It's similar. So we'd use the sauna, we use the foods, we use
Okay.
the special mineral water that we have brought in from Arkansas. We use Shirodara, which is the reset to the nervous system using warm oil poured over the forehead.
Oh, wow.
We do Reiki, which is the direction of energy flow in the body.
Okay.
So we use all these different ways, which are known as biorhythms, to basically reverberate the resonance in your body so that it will evacuate the garbage.
Oh, wow.
It moves by vibration. So you've seen those vibration plates. They even use them for race horses. Before a horse would race, they put the horse on a vibration plate.
I feel like
So
there's a
it's
lot.
already being
Yeah.
done like all over the world in different ways, but I'm just bringing all of these ancient modalities to East Texas.
Kind of honing it in and catering it to the people who need
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's like you can cheat off my homework.
Yeah, exactly. You can just peek over your shoulder in the test. How have you seen East Texans kind of take in what you're doing? For those who are coming into your studio and your restaurant.
I'm so grateful. We've always had an immense amount of community support. I think that East Texans as a whole understand what we're doing because they're so connected to the land.
Yes.
You can think of what I'm doing, Ayurvedic medicine, as the almanac for the human body.
Oh, I really like that verbiage.
So they understand the farmer's almanac very, very well.
Yes.
And so this is the almanac for the human body. So the East Texans have already been attuned to the land. They live very closely with it, and they understand that. What I'm catering to, I think, is the people that are located in these concrete jungles.
Yes.
The people that aren't privy to the cannonball on the lake every day, so they need the reset, and they come to me to completely unplug and plug back in.
How Have you ever come across someone who was very tough to unplug?
Absolutely. I call them type AAA.
Oh, goodness. They're just batteries going, going, going.
Yes, bless their hearts, very high level people come to me. And so in the East Texas area, I see the presidents of the hospitals, trauma surgeons, various doctors, people working with hospice,
Yeah.
oncology, nurses and doctors. Those are the people that come to me.
What do you
here.
think are some of the biggest things that people can do at home that can help them unplug just to get started
yeah.
before they get into like the expert level way of handling it?
Absolutely. Great question. I'm here to offer these basically free solutions to you at home, and I produce these information bites on my Instagram
Oh, okay.
where you can share where I share daily, that you can get up and watch the sunset, watch the sunrise. You can put your feet on the ground. You've heard of grounding.
Yes,
And
yes, where
so-
you want to feel the grass in your toes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we pick up free electrons, which actually balances the auric field. Because we are electrical, we're producing light energy at all times.
Oh, wow.
So this actually balances us on a quantum level.
Now, speaking about your journey specifically, what did you learn the most in the very beginning stages of your, your education level into all of this that really helped you the most?
Oh my goodness. I think I was really looking towards how to help people understand healing.
Yeah.
And when I was a young child, I went through a number of traumas, and then also throughout my life. But my teachers are telling me that, and I understand it now, to be one of the greatest gifts, because I've been able to heal myself through almost every trauma you can imagine through the biorhythms of nature. So by choosing the foods, the time I get up, the people, places, and things that I put myself around, and all of those must be real butter, real people, real vibes,
Yeah.
I'm able to reset myself, and I use nature in large part.
I would love to know your opinion on, because you mentioned nutrition and your diet,
Mm-hmm.
the no-kill diet. Is that something that you look into?
Absolutely.
Really?
Honestly,
Yay,
I
okay.
provide local foods, which includes Wagyu beef and all of that. But personally, because of the treatments that I do,
Mm-hmm.
I'm unable to process meat any longer.
Oh, wow.
And I always was like that, even as a child. So I primarily focus on fruit and vegetables for my own personal diet, and grains and legumes and things like that.
And I think a lot of people, they get confused about the no-kill diet because it even goes as far as, certain plants that, if you think of it this way, if you chop off a bit and it still grows, you're good.
Yes.
If it dies, like a root plant,
Exactly.
that's tough because East Texans
Sustain-
love their steak and potatoes.
Yes, yes. Well, I'm not saying that you have to. There's like I think a movie out that explains if you go totally vegan, you could get really sick. So I'm not suggesting this is for everyone
Right,
right
because
away.
it's a big shock to a system.
It is. But personally, we know from all of the cancer treatments and whatnot that the high vibrational foods have like all the colors of the rainbow.
Right.
So it's really important that we eat according to the colors, and those colors carry a vibrational quality that resets the body internally. So I give this away, this information, for people to understand that they could just take a sip of different colors of juices. They
Yeah.
could add that to Topo Chico. They
Yeah.
could have a really quick, easy way. So you don't have to find that it's difficult to locate unprocessed foods. You could just find some juices or juice yourself.
Absolutely. We've heard even chefs say if you have a rainbow on the plate, you're good.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's it. Eat a
that's
rainbow
it.
a day.
Yes.
That's easy to remember.
What is some of the, how would I explain this? Because I know that, there's going to be people who roll their eyes. How do you feel about people who, may have a, like, oh, what are you talking about? We need modern medicine. But even you said it in the beginning.
Absolutely, we
modern
do.
medicine is so important.
But we've only had that since the 1700s.
Yeah.
Okay, the medicine that I'm talking about is how the body was created to harmonize itself through everything we put in, on, and around it daily. And through the breath. How we breathe actually creates the reality around us. And we have not been taught that in the Western world. So
Right. Yeah, that's such a good point. Like, yes, you breathe in the world you want. It's like that same mental aspect where you can kind of think yourself into having a good day if you put your mind to it.
choose happy.
Choose happy. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
So, how have you seen this help you in your life? Obviously,
gosh.
it helped
It
you.
saved my life. Yes, it saved my life. I had battles with depression and anxiety most of my life.
Yeah.
I wondered why I thought differently than everybody that I ran into until I went
Right.
to Austin and Paris and Houston and New York City. And I found that I'm not so different. I just wanted to learn how to reset and heal myself so I could be the best version and have my body run optimally. And what I learned is most of those things are free. That's how God created us.
I love that. I love that you keep going back to that because it
Yes.
is important to, like, you don't pay for that. This is Earth. This is, our world.
Absolutely.
The breath you breathe in. How do you feel about bringing it all back to East Texas? Why bring it back here to home when you, like you'd mentioned, you felt like you were kind of out of place?
Absolutely. I think I was looking for answers and I found them right back here at home. So where the place, East Texas, where I came as a child to reboot on the weekends, ended up being my home. And those cannonballs in the lake and growing real vegetables in the garden, sitting
Yes.
down with the family at the table, a Sunday church, prayer, blue sky and sunshine, all of those things, fresh spring water, are the things that heal us. Those are the real biorhythms. And all of the people coming to me, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe who they are.
Yeah.
And they're running the airports, they're running sports teams, they're advanced chemists, they're scientists, they're doctors, and they're needing a reset like no other. They've tried it all.
Yeah.
And so when they drive out of the airport in Dallas or Houston, they come to East Texas, they smell the fresh air right away.
Yeah.
They see those pine trees and it starts right away. So that's why I chose East Texas. And I'm so grateful the community has supported me for 10 years.
And it shows, yes, a business that's going with the specialty that you have. 10 years is a long time in the business world.
Yes, I'm so grateful.
I know. I continue to kind of poke into your brain. How do you feel about astrology? Where do you stand on astrology?
Oh my goodness, you're going right in there.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay, exciting. Let's learn more.
The top astrologists in the U.S. are my teachers. Okay. David Hawthorne and his daughter Sarah Hawthorne. She joined our team a couple of years ago. She recently had a baby, but she's already back from maternity leave.
Oh, wow.
I'm so pumped to have the top teachers in this industry. I thought that in this Vedic science, which is what it is.
Yes.
So the Vedic sciences have 4 main pillars. Okay, and Ayurveda is the first one, which the body is the temple. So our body is actually how we reset daily and process everything that happens in, on, and around the body. Then the second pillar is sound, or the science of the sound, the actual vibration in the body. We now can measure even fruits, vegetables, foods, sound, and we can understand the output of plants by their electrical output. And that is actually a sound on some level.
That is so cool.
So we study that, and we help you remember how to reset and stay at a high vibe when you leave me. Then on the third most important pillar, it's the environment. So the top environmental energy specialist, which is called VOS 2, is Michael Mastro. And he just became my teacher recently, and he's worked with NASA, Amazon, and Boeing, and Microsoft to help create a better energy flow in those companies' environments.
Wow.
He's now my teacher. And he's also an astrologist. Mm-hmm. So David and Michael and Sarah are the top Vedic astrologists in the U.S. And astrology, I thought I could skip. I did. Ever since I was a child. I was like, I want to learn about it, but I didn't expect that I would have to learn it to this degree. Astrology is the study of the timing of life.
Right. Because a time is it's almost like an illusion, but it's the thread that holds it all together. It's a unique thing to conceptualize on a spiritual level.
It is. And the planets basically provide, just like the sun and the moon, they're providing a rhythm. So we have seasons of our life, and the more we study those seasons, the more we understand how to navigate. And so the reason astrology came in with birth charts originally was for royals, for their children. So if the child had to run the country at 8 years old, let's just say, they had a map, which was a divine plan from God to understand how to stay connected to their community, to charities, and to the earth.
That is so cool. And then I know several presidents here in the U.S. have had their own astrologists and people they turn to help them make big decisions on various things. So do you have any maybe opinions on specific astrologies or, signs that...
Absolutely. We use Vedic astrology, which is the most ancient. So everything is of the Ayurvedic sciences, which is the most ancient information we have on the planet in Sanskrit. So it's the oldest text. So we go by Vedic astrology, which uses the systems approach, a scientific paradigm. Hannah, if we were to take your time of birth and overlay this paradigm, any one of the 800 to 1,000 of us that are licensed in this field would be giving you the same information. It's not an opinion whatsoever. It's actual science.
Oh, wow. So it's not just like, everyone knows they're like
It's not a
son
fortune telling.
Yes,
No.
yes. That's because, again, you're going to run into the people who roll their eyes at this, but I think it's fascinating because I know my sun, my moon, my rising, and a few other things as well. So this is completely like someone tells you they're a Taurus. This is not what you're doing.
Not at all.
Okay.
This is down to the exact moment of your birth. This is what was happening in the 2-hour window. The reason we do that is because when you're I love that you asked this question. Thank you, by the way.
Of course, of course.
It's so exciting. And then you brought in the presidents. And I was just saying this yesterday, that I would never be signing a document or consulting with another head of a country without consulting the astrologist first, of Vedic astrology. And the joke is that billionaires use astrology, not millionaires, for that very reason. When you have a lot going on and you look further into what's happened in your life, there's actual seasons. And when you were born, you have your original energetic makeup, which is called prakriti in the ancient sciences. So that would be your balance of earth, wind, fire, water, and ether.
Okay.
Okay. And when you go through life, the pitfalls, the highs and lows, as I was explaining, for the royal children, they would have had very highs and very lows if they would not have had access to their birth chart, which would then help them navigate and bring problems from 100% down to a 10%. When you go through the highs and lows, you actually pick up energetic imprints from your environment, your foods, your medications, the people, places, and things that you deal with. And so basically at this point, Hannah, we have a Vikruti. So the Vikruti is how our energetic makeup or fingerprint looks today.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's a
So
lot to take in.
It is. My whole job is about helping people understand their original energetic makeup or fingerprint and how we return to that. So you feel and your youngest self, basically.
Do you feel that the modern form of astrology plays in at all? No,
Not too much.
Not too much.
To be honest.
Not a whole lot of weight. But there's also
We've shifted in a lot of ways,
yes,
So
to the astrology.
it's not back of 17 magazine.
Yes,
No.
yes, thank you. That's exactly what I was getting at.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's basically like you have your fingerprint. When we look at vibration, you actually have what it makes up Hannah, and it's a sound vibration. And you had that at the time of your birth. But when you went through the highs and lows, the roller coaster of life,
Right.
you picked up other energetic imprints. And I'm not here to fix people. We don't
Right.
need fixing. It's to remove the energetic blocks so you can be who you really were born to be.
Wow.
The most
Okay.
optimized version of Hannah.
I love that. And I love that you mentioned the whole billionaires versus millionaires because you think, oh, who believes in this? Who does this? For the people who roll their eyes at
Yes.
it. You're like, no, you don't understand. The big decision makers in our world that have
The
a lot of power.
Elons.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
they
using
used
it. Yes.
So-
It's the top technology that we have besides sound.
The original technology.
Which is the original technology, which is the way God designed it, the one God that we have.
Wow. Okay, so to wrap everything up, is there a final thought you want to leave people with?
I'm just so grateful to do this work in East Texas to help create healing spaces with my team every day that helps people reset locally and from afar that might be dealing with high anxiety, high stress situations. I can help them reconnect with themselves. I'm just a guide, and I'm learning more than anything every day from these top teachers in the world, and I'm so grateful to them as well.
Whitney Graham, thank you so much for coming in and just sharing more about your experience and what you offer East Texas.